regions. This is futuristic planning backed by sustained execution by Fadnavis ji, and today's projects in Mumbai, once considered impossible, are becoming defining symbols of modern India. Projects under the vision Mumbai 3.0, such as Atal Setu, Samruddhi Mahamarg, Navi Mumbai International Airport, metro expansion, Mumbai-Pune missing link, and Vadhavan Port are reshaping the state's economic geography and creating a powerful Mumbai-Navi Mumbai-Pune economic corridor. Equally important is the emergence of Mumbai and Navi Mumbai as India's leading digital and data infrastructure hub, supported by hyperscale data centers, investments, subsea connectivities, and deep financial sector demand. The result is for everyone to see. Mumbai today remains India's economic powerhouse, Maharashtra actually, contributing approximately 15% of India's GDP and exports, and while accounting for nearly 31% of country's FDI inflows in recent years. Beyond the economic success, Fadnavis ji has led balanced and inclusive development. On the rural front, long-sustained initiatives on watershed development, something he himself is an expert on, water resilience, climate adoption, and farmer-centric agricultural reforms has been truly great. In Navi Mumbai, the number of new foreign universities that are coming up are for everyone to notice. And one place which has really surprised us is what is happening in Gadchiroli, where he has enabled remarkable progress in reducing Naxal influence while opening the district to investment and development. It is a shining example of how governance, security, and economic opportunity can work together to transform states. I've had the privilege of few personal interactions with Fadnavis ji, and from the other people who I know who have engaged with him, I can tell you he's a man of few words, extremely patient, very humble, and a very insightful listener. He has a great sense of humor and wit, qualities that have helped him navigate the complexities of governance in a state like Maharashtra and engage effectively with its diverse stakeholders. His ability to connect effortlessly both with rural and urban citizens sets him apart. Fadnavis ji, the industry deeply appreciates the engagement it has had with you today, and we are grateful for your time and your constant encouragement and continuous encouragement to CII. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here today. And please, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Fadnavis ji with a warm round of applause. Thank you very much.
A very good morning to all of you. Mr. Chandrajit Banerjee, Director General CII, Mr. Raju Memani, President CII, distinguished industry leaders, global investors, policymakers, members of CII, ladies and gentlemen. There are moments in the history when nations participate in change. And there are moments when nation defines it. I believe this is India's moment to define it. The world today is passing through simultaneous disruption, geopolitical fragmentation, technological upheaval, energy transition, supply chain realignment, and deep uncertainty about the future of growth itself. Yes, it is this uncertain world one country today inspires confidence at scale, and that is none other than our own India. India, not merely because it is a big market, not merely because of our demographics, but because the world increasingly sees India as a nation with stability, ambition, resilience, and the capacity to execute. Under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, India has fundamentally changed the global perception of itself over last decade. We are no longer seen as a country of potential. We are now seen as a country of possibility and increasingly a country of delivery. Friends, India at 100, Vikasit Bharat has been initiated. Our Prime Minister has given us vision, but the execution has to be done in the states. States that can create growth, states that can build infrastructure, states that can attract global capital, states that can create jobs at scale, states that can compete globally. And of course, Maharashtra intends to lead this journey, not with incremental, but with transformational ambition. For decades, Maharashtra has been India's economic engine, but we are now preparing for something much bigger. We are preparing Maharashtra for the next era of global economy, an era where economic leadership will be decided by infrastructure, innovation, talent, energy, urbanization, technology, and institutional trust. The economies that combine all these strengths will lead the 21st century, and Maharashtra is constantly building this ecosystem. Today, Maharashtra is a USD $660 billion economy, contributing nearly 15% to the national GDP. Nearly 40% of India's cumulative FDI has come into Maharashtra. We account for over 1/5 of India's engineering exports. We are a data center and startup capital of India. Mumbai remains the financial, commercial, and entertainment capital of India. But we are not here to celebrate what Maharashtra was. We are here to define what Maharashtra will become. Our vision is clear: a $1 trillion economy by 2030, and among the world's most significant regional economies by 2047. At Davos this year, Maharashtra attracted investment interests worth 30 lakh crores, and people often ask me, what explains this confidence? My answer is simple. Investors today are not looking only for incentives. They are looking for certainty. They are looking for governments that can think long-term, decide quickly, and execute reliably. In a world of uncertainty, trust becomes economic capital, and Maharashtra has worked consciously to build this trust. But let me say this clearly: the future economy will be built on highways, ports, airports, digital networks, research labs, startup ecosystems, and universities. Infrastructure is no longer about concrete alone. Infrastructure is destiny, and that is why Maharashtra is investing at unprecedented scale. The Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link, the Samruddhi Mahamarg, Navi Mumbai International Airport, Wadhavan Port, metro networks, industrial corridors, digital infrastructure. These projects together are redesigning the economic geography of Maharashtra. And when geography changes, economies change. But infrastructure alone is not enough. The next phase of growth will belong to places that can lead the future economy. And the future economy will be driven by artificial intelligence, semiconductors, EVs, advanced manufacturing, clean energy, data centers, global capability centers, and deep tech innovations. Maharashtra is positioning itself at the center of this transformation. Today, Maharashtra hosts one of the India's largest GCC ecosystem. 24% of GCCs within the country are in the state of Maharashtra. We are emerging as one of the Asia's most important data infrastructure corridors. 60% of India's data center capacity is in Maharashtra. Our automotive ecosystem is now evolving into next generation mobility ecosystem. 20% of automobile output and leading EV manufacturing and utilization ecosystem. Our ambition is increasingly design in Maharashtra, innovate in Maharashtra, build global intellectual property from Maharashtra, because future economic leadership will belong to those who create technology. Friends, the global energy transition is also creating one of the greatest economic opportunities of our time. The industries of the future will increasingly choose destination based on access to reliable green energy, sustainable infrastructure, resilient supply chains, and climate-conscious ecosystems. Maharashtra understands this shift. That is why we are aggressively expanding renewable energy, EV ecosystems, green mobility, and sustainable industrial infrastructure. For us, sustainability is not a compliance exercise. It is a competitiveness strategy, but ultimately, economies are built by people, and the competition for talent will define the future. Young entrepreneurs and professionals today choose ecosystems, not just salaries. They choose cities where they can innovate, cities where they can move efficiently, cities where quality of life exists, cities where global ambition feels possible. That is why Maharashtra's urban transformation is central to our economic vision. Mumbai will continue to evolve as a global financial and innovation capital. Pune will strengthen its position as manufacturing, technology, and R&D powerhouse. Nagpur is emerging as India's logistics and geostrategic center. Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar and Nashik will be our new age manufacturing hubs. Gadchiroli will become India's largest green steel producer by 2032, and our Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities will become the next engines of industrial growth. Because concentrated growth is not sustainable. Balanced regional development not only is socially important, it is economically intelligent. Friends, one of the greatest strengths of Maharashtra has always been openness, its entrepreneurial spirit, its ability to absorb ideas, people, capital, and innovation from across India and the world. This openness remains our greatest strength even today. Maharashtra sees industry as a partner in nation building. Government alone cannot build a globally competitive economy. Industry alone cannot either. The future will belong to the societies where government, industry, academia, and innovators work together and with a shared purpose. And institutions like CII have a very important role in shaping that future. When India celebrates 100 years of independence in 2047, future generations should be able to say, this was the period when India transformed. This was the period when India emerged as a defining economic force in the world. And this was the period when states like Maharashtra helped power that transformation with confidence, courage, and execution. Maharashtra has chosen its role in this journey. We will not watch the future unfold. We will help shape it. Let me conclude by setting an expectation both for you as an industry and me as a representative of government and political establishment. One challenge that you will face in this journey of Bharat at 2047 will be to prepare yourself to do what is right and yet remain profitable. And the challenge for my fraternity will be to do what is right and yet to get elected. Thank you for having me here. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
So yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chief Minister. That was really outstanding, and your ending was superb. The way you did, we all understand. We all understand that we have to have leaders like you for the country to move ahead in partnership. Sir, one of the things that you focused was on resources and people, and we from CII commit that we will create a number of skill development center. As you know, we have started in Mumbai, but we will grow that, and we will see to it that we can do it in smaller towns of Maharashtra. And these skill development centers will be supplemented with also employment exchanges, private employment exchanges, which will act as finishing schools. And we look at training at least 1 lakh people in the next 2 years' time that we will, and see to it that all of them translate to employment. Sir, just to, because you have given us space, if Rajiv and us, me was looking at asking you a question each. One is that we talk about competition of states, and now with the entire of India being able to compete with each other on a great platform, and we talk about competitive federalism. As we do that, and you also talked about how states can compete on innovation, how states can compete on better investment attractiveness. But Maharashtra, while it is always been a lead state, of course with the others coming up, what will be one factor that you think that other states will not be able to replicate?
Thank you. It's a good question. Let me tell you one thing. When I see the competitive federalism, as an Indian, I take pride in that. I feel very happy that so many states are competing, because before 2014, we could see just 4 or 5 states competing with each other. Today there are at least 12 states which are competing, which is very good for us. Now, of course, when we compete, businesses, we also market ourselves. We also, give a lot of incentives. Where Maharashtra stands out is trust. It's because, one may offer as much incentive as they can, but their ability to fulfill, those incentives, to fund those incentives, to, fulfill the promises, is something which defines where industry will go. And look at the track record of Maharashtra. It is one state which has never defaulted on incentives. In fact, if my industry secretary is here, if you ask him, I think 2025, all incentives we have cleared. Now we are clearing the 2026 first quarter incentives. So one thing about Maharashtra is that what we promise, we deliver, and what to promise, we know. And that is why we stand out. And secondly, there is a very enterprising culture in Maharashtra and in the governments. I mean, if you look at the successive governments, Maharashtra is one state where there is no knee-jerk policy change. Our policies have been very consistent. Here and there, after the government changes, few changes may come, but never has been a case that there has been absolute knee-jerk reaction and the policies have been, becoming totally upside down. And there, Maharashtra stands out. So I think we have already built a trust amongst the entrepreneurs, and that is why in this competition, right now we are number one and will remain number one.
Fantastic, fantastic response, sir. But we hope other states are also listening so that incentives promised also comes back to them too. Rajiv.
मेरे को लगा आप थोड़ा फिल्मी रिस्पांस देंगे कि महाराष्ट्र का फडणवीस है. There are two things that drive private investments. One is how do governments, central government and state governments, front it with capex, and the second is ease of doing business. So my question is around that. If I look at Maharashtra's budget, you have allocated about 1 lakh crore towards capex, which is about 10% of your total budget. If I look at 10 to 15%. If I look at some of the other states, and let me use the example of Gujarat, where this percentage is 30%. Also, I know you are also very prudent on fiscal discipline and ensuring that the state balance sheet gets stronger and stronger. So my question is, are there other ways of raising resources, i.e. privatization, disinvestment, monetization of infrastructure that you are looking at? These have been our constant questions to central government, and I thought I'll raise that to you also. And related to that is on the ease of doing business. I think there are three things that you have done which are followed by a lot of states very closely. One is the war room that you have created, where you are capturing all large infrastructure projects, social projects. It's really, I know a lot of state governments see the efficiency with which you track it. Plus you have a chief investment officer, and you also have a state transformation unit through which you are tracking ease of doing business, you're tracking all the various initiatives. But when we talk to our members and others, they are still wanting to say, how can we further enhance ease of doing business? What is the Chief Minister's vision? What is the government's vision for that? So those 2 points I thought I'll leave with you.
I think you're absolutely right. And so far as CapEx is concerned, let me tell you, we have developed our way to, fund the projects. So in the budget, you may see that 10%, allocation is on capital investment. But Maharashtra works through parastatals. So if the budget is funding 1 lakh crore, let me tell you that our MMRDA, SIDCO and MSRDC together are executing projects worth 10 lakh crores. So right now, if you look at the capital investment that is done across the country, I think Maharashtra has the largest amount of investment done in capex. And I'll just quote you. I don't have a latest report, but in a report which was published in 2020, I will say, that report right now I have, that was a time when Maharashtra accounted for 49% of big ticket infrastructure projects. So we have been very aggressively, because see, our growth strategy is infrastructure-led growth. Our growth strategy is policy-led industrialization. So I think infrastructure is, and again, entire capital investment around infrastructure, whether it is physical infrastructure, whether it is digital infrastructure, that has been very center to, our policy. Your second question is, I think, very important, that ease of doing business and cost of doing business. These are the two issues which will actually determine our global competitiveness. And of course, for last 10 years, we have been working a lot on bringing ease of doing business. I think we have fairly succeeded, but I would agree that we need to do more. Right now, the Maitri platform which we have created in our state, it is a one-stop shop for all type of investments, and the Maitri Act which we have done, it is an act which overrides the powers of all departments, and it gives all the powers to this Maitri sale, which Mitra is our transformative institution. Maitri is our platform whereby industries can actually track their process of investment. And this Maitri sale has been given overriding power over every department. So if the department doesn't give an approval within time, then Maitri can override them and Maitri can issue the approval. So I think as of now, because recently I have taken review of Maitri, and in 96% projects and 96% investments, we have been on time. So we could do it. But I still totally agree that, to be globally competitive, we need to do more. That's why I have taken up a reform agenda. And we have decided that we'll do 100 reforms. And we have already started around 25 reforms we have done. But we'll do 100 reforms. And those 100 reforms will benchmark us. Because, see, I never say that we are best in, everything. There are states who are doing better than us in some areas of ease of doing business. So we have benchmarked ourselves that our initial endeavor will be to match those states. So that in every sector, Maharashtra becomes the best. And then we'll strive for, international best practices and to match, the international standards.
Thank you very much. That's really, really outstanding. I also want to add on energy cost also you should benchmark. I think that's equally important.
Thank you. I must answer that. See, Maharashtra is the only state in our recent order given by the regulator for long-term tariff between 25 to 2030. Every year Maharashtra will bring down the cost of power. So this is for the first time, cumulatively if you look at last 20 years, every year power tariff has gone up by 9%. And now every year it will go down by 3%. So what is tariff today, the tariff will be much lower in 2030.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Minister. I think the way you articulated India's vision, the way you articulated the achievements of Maharashtra, you talked about competitive federalism, which is also, even in our CII meetings, this time we are trying to get more and more people, more and more ministers from states, so that that's where the real action is happening. The way you people go out, attract investments, push for investments, get things done, and it's really outstanding. And what you talked about, Maitri, of overruling everything to ensure projects get done on time is fantastic. And what Maharashtra has achieved is truly phenomenal. But what Maharashtra will be in 5 to 10 years' time, I think that vision, you have made it very clear in everyone who's sitting in this room and everyone who will hear about what you talked today. So thank you very much, Honorable Chief Minister. Thank you so much for taking out time, coming to Delhi, speaking to us, and really engaging all of us and enthralling all of us. Thank you so much. Pleasure.